Yes, come on in here. Come on in here. Hey, Satu. Hey, Deluxe Collection. Hi, Black American Princess. How you doing? Hey, Rua Love It. Y'all be killing me with these names, man. I can barely pronounce them. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Hi, YouTube. How are you? Y'all come on in here. So, you know how it is. You know the saying that whatever can happen will happen. Yeah, it's just been one of those months. June is out of control right now. Satu is my real name. Oh no, I wasn't talking about you, Satu. I was talking about like Black American Princess and stuff like that. So I wasn't talking about you. I like that name, Satu. All right. So let's see. Is YouTube up and going? Let me see. Is YouTube up and going? Somebody put some pink hearts or type something in the chat so I can know that you guys are there. Okay? Type something in the chat for me on YouTube so I can know you guys can hear me. Thank you, Juanita. I appreciate it. Juanita be there for me. Strong. All right. So yeah, so hey Leslie, how you guys? So yeah, so I'm in one of the group homes today and the air went out in Arizona. And y'all know it's like 152 degrees right now. It's like 100 and something degrees. I think what 110 or something like that today. And yeah, so that's what I had to deal with today. So the guy is up on the roof right now. So if they end up coming in and conversating and all of this, then I'm just forewarning y'all, okay? Yes, yes, Satu. Yes, for real. The struggle is real. It is hot. It's like 90 degrees in this house, but that's okay because what did I tell y'all? Consistency. Don't make excuses, okay? So I'm sitting up here in in a house, it's 90 degrees, and I'm still getting on here today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I buried my brother last week. I got home. When did I get home? Sunday. One of my house managers had some issues. She had to leave, and now my air goes out. So, and guess what? I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling because guess what? That's a part of life, and that's what you prepare for. Okay? So, you prepare for these things. So, no excuses, you guys. No excuses. You still got to show up for you, and you got to show up for the people that are depending on you. And I have so many people depending on me, you guys. And so that's why I continue to show up. So let's see who we got on YouTube. Hey, Jolena. Hi, Alyssa. Thank you guys for the pink hearts. I really appreciate it. And honey, I need it today. I need all the good energy today. All the good energy. All right. Hey, Daniela. Hey, Jason. Please send me all the good energy. All right. I'm gonna be drinking water a lot tonight, okay? Because, like I said, we waiting for this air to get back home. It's about 90 degrees in here, and I hope y'all can hear me over the fan. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Somebody give me a thumbs up or shoot me a pink heart so I can know that you guys can hear me okay. Because I don't want to cut the fan off. Okay, good. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate it. Y'all know, send me that energy. I need it. And so, yes, so today I had to come on here. I had to, because God gave me a powerful message, a powerful message for the masses. And so I wanted to make sure that I related. Juanita says she don't even hear the fan. That's what I'm talking about. Focus on me. Listen to me. All right. So yes. And let me do my housekeeping. If you are on YouTube right now and you can hear my voice and see me, go ahead and like this video while you guys are waiting for me to get it together. So go ahead and like this video for the analytics. Y'all know things now depend on that. And so I want to make sure that I can continue to share with you guys on a weekly basis. Therefore, I need the analytics. Let me see. Y'all know I'll be having my notes. So I need to find my notes so I can share with y'all the word for today. Hey, Richard. How are you? And so, yeah, let's see. There we go. I got my notes because I love it. I love it. I love it. I love what I do, you guys. I do. I love what I do. Juanita said, you got that rich girl fan. You a fool, girl. I got a rich girl fan. Hey, nurse practitioner, how you doing? So yeah, so this is the thing. I like what I do. I feel like that group homes have been a blessing in my life. It has been a blessing in the lives of my family and a blessing for the people around me. Okay. But I was listening to something and a powerful, powerful word was given to me. And so that is what I am going to speak on tonight, or speak into your life, speak on tonight, whatever you want to figure it out. And I apologize because normally we send out an email to let people know when I'm getting on, even though people know 6 o'clock Wednesday, y'all know people have lives, people are doing things, people are moving around at work, whatever. Tonight, we didn't even send it out only because there was so much going on. And so by the time I looked up, it was like 5:52. And I was like, what? The time flew by. So yeah, so who is here is supposed to be here. I'm a true believer in whoever is supposed to be somewhere, then that's where they're going to be. Hey, Keon. So yeah, so we're just gonna move right along. Let me do some more housekeeping because you guys know this month we will be closing out the Worc series for 2024. I just saw somebody that got their ticket today. And so it's okay if you waited till the last minute. It is June 28th and 29th. June 28th and 29th, we will be in Dallas, Texas for the Worc series. And if you are interested in learning about multiple types of group homes to figure out, which way you want to go, what you want to do, this is the platform for it. And the great thing about it is we have a plethora, I like saying that, a plethora of people that are going to be there sharing information. And it's just going to be a great event. Every time we go to Dallas, y'all know what they say. Things is bigger in Texas. So, I know we went to Houston. Houston got a little swag to it. Houston, they think they cool. Houston think they like in Atlanta or something like that. So they be trying to be smooth about it. Dallas be coming all out. Dallas be showing out. And we have a good time in Dallas. So we will be in Dallas the 28th and 29th of June, sharing that information with with whoever shows up, whoever gets that ticket. So if you guys have not secured your seat to the Worc series, go to Worc, WORC series SERIES.com, and secure your seats. Okay. And don't be sitting out there saying, dang, she look a little funny tonight. It's 90 degrees in here, okay? It's 90 degrees. So cut me some slack. I'm here. So yeah, drink of water. I told you I was going to. So all right. All right. So if you are on YouTube and you have not liked this video, you better like this video because I'm in 90 degrees weather trying to give it to you. Okay. So like this video. All right. And as you can see, we put the link to the Worc series events where you can secure your seat if you have not done that. And so tonight, like I said, powerful word, because y'all know I'm always preaching things like self-care and things like that. I'm always trying to motivate you guys, and it's not done in vain, and it's not like by chance that I do that. It's because that is what I needed. That is the word. I'm giving y'all the words I needed when I started this, okay, that I didn't get. So that's what I'm giving you guys, what I needed to get to success that I didn't have. And I don't want you guys to be beat down and struggling and health out of whack and all of this other things. I want you guys to have a great experience. And I want you guys to hold on to your group homes. And I want you to create legacy, for your family. Hey, Arabella. So yeah, so that is why I'm always preaching. Take care of yourself, relax, pull away. I had a couple one time that hit me up on YouTube and said, what advice could you give to a couple that's starting in this, group home journey? And I told them, date nights, please be consistent with that to keep your marriage together. Because I told them that was one area I was not successful in. I'm a divorcee. And I went through this through my group home journey. And so, like I said, yes, I always believe what happens was supposed to happen, but I don't want you guys to have to deal with that if you don't have to. And so I'm always trying to give y'all a word to keep you going, a word to keep things in the forefront of your mind. And I love it when I have calls with people, like today, for instance, I had consultation calls and people quote things like that I say. Okay, so tonight I'm going to be giving you a word, basically a word of encouragement. If you guys have questions, feel free, put them in there. I'll go back and answer them. But I feel like this word needs to go out because blessings without boundaries become burdens. Y'all hear that? Blessings without boundaries become burdens. And so what I don't want is the blessing of having a group home organization to burden you down. Okay? Because it can. You can overwork yourself. You can overextend yourself. There's a lot of things that you can do, but you got to have boundaries. You got to set yourself up with boundaries. It's just like, I was speaking to a case manager today, and I told them about our 7-7-7 rule. 7 pieces. They can have 7 shirts, 7 pair of pants, 7 socks. It has to be 7. Okay. You don't want to know why? Because they may be blessed. Like one lady that I have, we were very adamant. We got her on Social Security, and they had to back pay her for like several years. So she got a lump sum of money. But guess what? If we don't set boundaries with her, if she doesn't set boundaries with herself, that blessing could become a burden. So she tends to like to buy things. So that 7-7 rule with all that money goes out the window. And then her blessing becomes a burden to us because she starts hoarding again. She starts putting a bunch of stuff in her room. She starts spending up all her money. Then by the time she graduates, she doesn't have any. That blessing will become a burden without boundaries. That's the same thing in your group home, you guys. That's the same thing in your group home. You have to set boundaries so the blessing of having a group home does not become a burden. I mean, I was just like, God, when I heard that, I said, God, you are amazing. So, how do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time, girl. One piece at a time. Peace without boundaries is a burden. Yes, blessings without boundaries is a burden. And it can be a big burden. It could be a burden on you, your family, your friends. And so, just having a group home, I tell y'all, I take notes. It gives me a chance to provide a safe and nurturing environment for mentally ill adults. That's a blessing. It gives me a chance to basically have a sense of community, give people that sense of community and belonging to something. A lot of people in our group homes, sometimes they don't want to graduate because they feel like they have a sense of community. Sometimes the people that they connect with in the group homes, as far as the employees and the clients, they become attached to them because they never had that, because they dealt with mental illness for so long that friends and families have cut them off. But with a group home, my blessing is that I'm able to give them a sense of community and belonging. I'm able to help people enhance their quality of life. I was sharing with the woman that was interviewing me on yesterday. I told her that my greatest joy is if I find somebody that hasn't left their home for years, they become a hoarder. Their home has, rats, roaches, all kind of stuff in it. And then we bring them out of that environment, clean them up, get them regulated on their meds. And then to see one young lady now who is out on her own, she has lost weight. She has, because she's eating better. She has, she's going to a junior college. She has her own apartment. She's regulated on her medication. That type of thing, I'm helping people with their quality of life. Who would have known? She may have died living in her, hoarding and nastiness. But to bring her out and to help her regulate her mind and to help her become better, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? That's a blessing. I feel like that's a blessing. And so, yeah, so also just the joy of seeing her thrive and improve, other clients improve, not just one, just many clients, building meaningful relationships. Y'all know I'm all about relationships. So building those meaningful relationships, gaining respect and recognition. I get recognized a lot, times I don't even mention. That type of thing is a blessing. I feel like it's a blessing. I don't know about you, but it's a blessing to me. Thank you for the pink hearts, Mahogany. So, yeah. Then, last but not least, the financial rewards. I mean, to think in a month, look, this is the funny. I just randomly went to my mailbox and there was a check in there for $42,000. Who does that on a Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? Those type of things is a blessing. You know, being able to bring in six figures, more than six figures a month is a blessing. opportunities to grow within my community. That is a blessing. So the thing is, in all of that, those blessings can become a burden if I don't set boundaries. Those things can become a burden to you if you don't set boundaries. So don't be fooled just to say, oh, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. What type of boundaries are you setting to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself, you know what I mean, out of the clouds? You know, some people, they get so big minded that, oh, I'm just, I could walk into it. Oh, I'm Dr. Myrie Hayes. I could change my voice and talk a little deeper. But God blesses me and helps me to set boundaries. So I do stay grounded and I don't get so big in the head that I think I'm all of this and all of that. These are things that you need to do too, because it can become overwhelming. It can become so overwhelming. Yes, Ellen, burden without boundaries. Hey. So yeah, it can if you let it. Things like emotional exhaustion. You could be exhausted. I used to work 7 days a week, 12-hour days, 7 days a week. And then some days I would have to work 24 hours because my partner would have an appointment and we would have to switch. So somebody would have to work 24 hours. And y'all know I'm the type person, I will lose for somebody else. So I was just like, okay, you know, I'll do it. And I would do it so we could flip schedules for a couple of days. And then I would do it so we could flip back. Emotional and physical exhaust. I was exhausted. You can have compassion fatigue from always caring and giving and taking care of people. You can get exhausted if you don't take breaks. You can get exhausted. Stress with dealing with challenging behaviors, because mental health is not easy, you guys. It's not. I've had clients have me pay me premium price, set up a home, and they called me after the first client and told me, come get this client. I don't want to do this no more. And I'm like, what? This is your business. I can't come pick up your client, and literally close their doors after one client. When I say this to y'all, you can ask my team. I am not exaggerating. One client sent them off. So it can be a lot. It could be very stressful. Physical burnout, long hours, physical demands, all of that. Eating bad. That was my thing. I would stay up all night working, and I would work during the day, taking little naps, but I would eat. When I would get sleepy, I would eat. So I don't know if y'all know, I've lost like 92 pounds now, because during that period of time, I was exhausted. So that blessing without the boundary became a burden on me and my body. Yes. So yeah. So hey Quizzy. Hey Sharon. Oh, thank you, D. Thank you, D. Thanks for the pink hearts. Yes, it is. It's a thin line, Derek. It's a really thin line. But you have to draw the line. You have to set the boundary, because it can also become a financial strain. You could go through all kind of unexpected costs, financial mismanagement. I kid you not. When I was like in the height of my business, I was just I look back now and I'm like, God, I wasted a lot of money. a lot of money. And I lost a lot of money because I felt like, oh, I got all this money coming in. So somebody would be like, oh, invest in this. And I was like, okay, okay, okay. And I lost over $250,000 in a year. Just lost it because I was mismanaging my money and I wasn't being mindful and a good steward. The blessing without that boundary saying, hey, let me vet this investment. Let me check with my people and see if it's okay. That's a boundary. It became a burden because then I felt like, God, Mari, you're so dumb. Why did you lose all this money? And then I start getting down on myself. And then, you know what I mean? That's more mental stress. So, yes, it became a burden. Then, dependence on inconsistent funding sources. Some people don't even think about that. You're getting money from one source. Yes, you have a group home organization, but only one source is paying you. What happens if something happens to that one source? Back when I started my mentorship with Grant Cardone years ago, I told you guys, they helped my business so much. So you can say what you want to, but his team helped my business so much because when they sat down and broke down our things and looked at our KPIs and did all of that, they told us your business is too linear. You guys need to do something different. And we had never thought about that because we were bringing all this money in from one thing, but we only had one payment source. You got to have trickles. I tell y'all all the time, give me the trickles, because if something gets cut off, that's something else you can get money from. And so he taught me that. And it might sound simple now, but when you're getting millions from one source, you ain't gonna complain. Right? Right, you guys? Give me some feedback. So most people would be like, shoot, I'm good. But it taught us something, that you can't depend on one source. You can't depend on inconsistent, because at first it was consistent. And then that faucet started cutting off a little bit and we was getting drips. So yeah. So personal sacrifices. Y'all know I just talked about, like I said, I sacrificed personal time. I sacrificed everything. And I ended up, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing because, like I said, I feel like when things happen, that is what was supposed to happen. But it put a strain on my relationships with my family, my friends, everybody, because I wasn't taking any time. I was so like focused. So my blessing without boundaries, without saying, okay, Mari, you need to take the weekend off or you need to do this, it became a burden. It became a burden on other people to be carrying the load of my children and things like that for me. So yeah. Cleo said, you better say a word. So yeah, I'm like, how do you deal with family sticking their hands out for money? And that's the thing. You got to set boundaries because those blessings became a burden. There are people till this day that constantly call me because the money was, I'll just throwing money out at people, throwing out money out at people instead of setting myself up for the future, which is what I'm doing now with trust and things like that. I was throwing away a lot of money because I was getting a lot of money. And so now it's like I got to set a boundary because I don't want it to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden on the people that have that expectation that I'm always going to help them or take care of them or do for them. because they're grown, you know? And I find it funny because um people send you stuff like one person in my family sent me a text and said that it was somebody's birthday. And I said, okay, and then the weekend went by. Now, granted, my brother died last week, and it was last week. And then they text me a few days later and they said, well, he said you didn't send him nothing for his birthday, because the expectation is Aunt Myri will send you stuff. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to be a burden to people to where they're always sitting and counting on me to do. That's being a burden when you think about it. People need to be self-sufficient because it makes them a better person. You shouldn't be sitting around waiting for other people to do stuff for you, unless you're disabled or something like that. But there's a lot of disabled people that don't. so anyway, not to get sidetracked, but that is being a burden, I feel like. So that's why you have to set boundaries and be a good steward over your funds, so you're not a burden to other people. And so that's how I deal with it now. I set boundaries. Like I tell them, I have stuff set up to where I tell people I'm on a fixed income now. So I can't help everybody because the way my stuff is set up, I get a stipend and I'm on a fixed income. Therefore, I don't have unlimited funds because all my funds is going for future stuff or investments or whatever. So it is what it is. So that's how you can be able to deal with it. Oh my God, I made it. Experience quality housing. Oh, well, great. I'm glad you made it. So yeah, so those type of things can put a strain on you. So the things that you can do in order to set boundaries, maintain that balance, some tools that you can use. You can allocate specific times for work, rest, personal activities. And one thing that I did not do before is I did not delegate to other people, because I was like, I can do it all myself. Your blessing without boundaries will become a burden. You have to learn to delegate. Being a good leader is delegating. Okay? Being a good leader is delegating. Leslie said, the way my bank account is set up, that is right. The way it's set up, I can't do that. And so things that you can use your calendars, use your planners, scheduling apps, things like that. If you're a couple, get coordinated or linked up together to where you guys can coordinate better. Because if you're running a group home together, if you don't manage it, it will become a burden. It will become a strain on your relationship. And so that's why I'm giving the advice that manage it. Use some type of tools. There's so much technology, so many apps out here now that you guys can use. Seek professional help. Okay, you guys? There was so much I was carrying, so much that I was carrying from my childhood to my being a teenage mom, to being in domestic violence type relationships, to being in a marriage with a vet who had severe PTSD. All this stuff I was trying to manage, run a business, you know what I mean? Be a part of the community, build relationships. I was doing all of this, about to break. And so if you can, there's so many ways to do it. Seek professional help, some type of counseling, even if it's just your pastor in your church or not just because I don't want to make that seem like it's less than anything, because it's not, but seek some type of professional help. Get out of that TV. There's so much bad TV out there right now. Get out of the TV and deal with your issues. I tell y'all all the time, I had baggage on me from being kidnapped when I was 5. I just found out a year ago that my sister, you know, the reason why it was like I found out one little piece that my mind could not comprehend in therapy about my sister, which took a weight off of my shoulders since I was 5. That's 46 years I carried that. And therapy helped me. So seek therapy. And I'm not saying that you have, issues and things that happen in your life. All I'm saying is therapy is a good way to get it out and to deal with different things. Even if you're dealing with people with mental health or behavioral issues and things like that, that is a strain on you. So just to go and vent to somebody and laugh, or you know what I'm saying, because it's not professional to laugh into people's face. Sometimes you just got to laugh about stuff that they do just to get it off of your chest. Seek some professional help. I got people in my mentorship group. Some of our calls, our one-on-ones, it's just me giving them therapy to make it. So however you do that, whether it's with a counselor, a therapist, a mentor, a pastor, whatever it is, seek some professional help. And then practice self-care. It's really important. Don't neglect it. Your body needs it. Your mind needs it. You need that stress relief. You need some type of technique. And it doesn't need to be, I go out to eat, or, it has to be something more. It has to be. And things like regular exercise, healthy eating habits, mindful relaxation, just cutting on some music. My sister calls it soaking. You cut on that relaxing music and you just sit back and let your mind empty out. Things like that. Building a support network. Y'all know I have the woman to woman network here that I'm just trying to help people just make it, just by being a support, or not just me supporting them, but us supporting each other. So join an organization. Don't join an organization that's going to stress you out. Join an organization that's going to let you be you. I was telling the ladies that. They were like, well, what do we have to wear? You could literally come up in here and whatever you want to wear, as long as you're comfortable and as long as you ain't hurting nobody. I don't care. So you need to be in an organization or a group or some type of support group that just lets you be you. No expectations, just come, whatever. That is self-care. And then create and adhere to a realistic budget. I tell my mentees, you have to have a budget. And I'm talking, you need a business budget and you need a personal budget. You do. Because that is a boundary. And without thinking about your finances, those blessings will become a burden. You might get yourself in a bad situation. There's a lot of people that I'm hearing about that have gotten themselves in a bad situation with this business credit. People preaching business credit, and people running out getting all this business credit, not having the mentality to take care of the business credit, to not do the right thing with the business credit, to not know that, to know that if you get it, you need to pay it back. So don't overwhelm yourself. Set those boundaries. Get that? Set those boundaries. Now, I'm not saying anything's wrong with business credit. I'm just saying you have to have boundaries and you need to know what you're doing, especially if you're going out getting $1 million worth of business credit. You don't want to just be going shopping at Louis Vuitton and not making no money running business credit. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Good evening, Howard. So, yeah. So, things like that, setting financial goals, regularly review your goals, do like a check in once a quarter, once a year, whatever it is to you. Okay. And then ensuring diverse and stable funding sources. So make sure that you are not just getting all kind of hard money lenders and you're not making that money to flip it back. You know what I mean? You want stable, reliable, diverse funding sources. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. All right? So seek financial advice and a financial planner. Also, too, a tax strategist is always good to have, because those tax bills, when you making this money, y'all don't be thinking you get $1 million, they taxing you about 300,000 if they can. so so you need somebody on your side that's gonna show you how to keep that money. Hey, Rob Hall. Yes. So yeah, a tax strategist. Set you up some emergency funds just in case, a contingency plan. If this happened, this happened. If you can, get you a trust. Set that thing up right. Get somebody that knows what they're doing. That's the type of stuff that you need to be doing. Okay? Because that blessing of you qualifying for business credit can quickly turn into a burden. Okay? Trust and believe. It can quickly turn into a burden. And so tonight we're talking about blessings without boundaries becoming a burden. All right? So that's what we're talking about tonight. So, yeah, so last but not least, personal boundaries, things you need to set up. Setting limits on work related communication. All right. And once you are a business owner, people should not be calling you. And I'm not trying to say I'm high up and all of this, but I have multiple things to think about. Do you want to get paid, or do you want me to answer your phone call? So that's kind of how. So you delegate. You find someone that is the middleman, or you set it up. Like I have my caregivers, BHTs, I have my house managers, and then I have my executive team. So before that BHT or caregiver calls me, you should have already talked to that house manager. Before that house manager calls me, you should have already talked to somebody on that executive team. Okay? You need to set up boundaries with your people, because the person that writes the check do not need to be calling. I know at first, I'm saying at first, yes, you guys, but still, even with people I know with one or two homes, there needs to be somebody that they contact, because that blessing of you having a great employee without a boundary could turn it into a burden to you if they can call you at any time. Ellen says, stepping on my toes tonight. I'm telling you, because it will become a burden, because they'll feel like anytime something happens, they can pick up the phone and call you, and it shouldn't be. Okay. So yeah, setting clear boundaries, clear expectations. Okay. Prioritize your personal time. Take time away. I don't care if it's 4 hours on a Tuesday. Do something for you. Take that time away. You will thank me later. Okay? You might be, oh, it's impossible. No, it's not. It's not impossible. You need to be very, very strategic and take some time for yourself. Y'all know I'm always preaching self-care because I didn't do it. And I know it burnt me out. I know it burnt me out. I know it affected my marriage. I know it affected my kids. I know this. And so I'm sharing with you guys so you don't make the same mistakes, because I don't want your blessings without your boundaries to become a burden. Okay? So yeah, so a practice saying no. No, stop being a people pleaser. Practice saying no. These are notes that I wrote down of stuff I used to do. Now I say no. Or I just say, I ain't gonna do that. It still mean no. But yes, practice it. And ensure you take some type of regular family vacation, some type of break. Not just, getting away for 4 hours. Take a few days off and cut your freaking phone off. You know what I'm saying? Anything that has happened, unless police run up in your house or something, like, unless you hoarding something up in there now. But anything can wait a few days until you get back, y'all. For real. Let's see. Let me go back and see. Somebody said check your DMs. Okay. What does your executive team consist of? My executive team consists of my quality manager, my administrator, my chief operations officer, and my admissions coordinator. And then I have to have, if you're in behavioral health, you have to have a behavioral health professional. Okay, so that is what my executive team consists of right now. Good question, Mr. Fly Forever. How does the average Joe get into a position? Get into a position for what? For what? Noodle. I can't say your name. Get in a position for what? Be more specific. Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Fly Forever. All right, let me look over here on YouTube. I got my license made this year, and the landlord put the lane on market yesterday. Any advice? I got my license made this year, and the landlord put the lane on market yesterday. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean, Living Hope. Can you go a little bit more into detail so I can give you an answer? Because I'm not sure what you mean. What advice would you give to a new assisted living provider? A new assisted living provider, advice that I would give you is, I would say build relationships, of course. Build relationships. You need to be connecting with churches. If you're in assisted living, connect with some churches, specifically Catholic churches, and let them know what services you provide. You may want to make a couple of donations, like pay your tithes, whatever church you're going to, and you pay your tithes to. You may want to make a donation and let them know what type of thing you're doing. You would not believe how many clients that you could get from a Catholic church, how many donations you can get as far as really good furniture and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever said that out loud, but don't sleep on the Catholic churches, y'all. Don't sleep on them. Yes, They have a lot of older people, and they have people that buy good furniture, I guess. And with assisted living, um location matters, but it sounds like you already have a location. And curb appeal matters. So make sure your curb appeal, make sure your bushes are cut, your yard is done, your windows are clean, all in the front of the house, because it makes a difference. And make sure your house smells good. Okay. Cleo says, teach people to respect your no so they can appreciate your yes. Exactly. Exactly. That was well said, Cleo. Thank you. Nurse practitioner said, preach it, doctor. Let's see. Okay, so no more. Anybody have any more questions? Hey, I think I've got my point across, you guys. I just want you guys to be aware that it's all gravy. It's all good to have a group home. It's amazing industry to get into. You know, there are perks. The pay rate's pretty decent. But do not let your blessing become a burden by not setting boundaries. Remember, in every aspect of your business, set some type of boundaries. I call them systems, whatever you want to call it. You may call it something different, but set boundaries. Are military foster homes like assisted living homes? Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. Most foster homes means that the people are staying in your home, but a lot of times it's kind of like assisted living, I guess, because you're taking care of older military people most times. So yes, but no, because it's your actual home. If you're doing foster, it's your actual home. Just a reminder, please check my DM. Okay, I will. I will, Jackson Moving LLC. I will check it. I'm not going to check it while I'm on live. All right, so let's see. Okay, well, no more questions, you guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. So that was just heavy on my chest, like, because I know there are some people that look from the outside in and they're just like, oh, everything is great. And my life ain't bad, y'all. My life ain't bad. My business ain't bad. It ain't even like that. But I know it could be better. And I know that I sacrificed a lot, and I know that I struggled. And so, like I said, I share these things with you guys so you don't have to. What's the point of me doing it? What's the point of me going through the struggle if I can't share with somebody else so they don't have to, you know? Oh, you're welcome, Cleo. Do you have a curfew for your clients? Yes, I do. I do. My curfew in my homes is actually called quiet time. Quiet time is at 9 o'clock, lights out at 10. So as far as curfew, they need to definitely be home before then. Yeah, so I do. And they know that they're not supposed to roam or leave their rooms after 10 unless they have to go to the restroom. So yeah, or get water, because some people like to drink water at night. But that's about it. Anybody else have any other questions? This was a good one. I miss you guys. Oh, I did come on last week. I just came on for a short period of time. But yeah, so let me reiterate. The Worc series ends January 28th, 29th will be our last event of 2024. Besides the retreat is in July, but The retreat is only for people that have actually attended the Worc series. So we will be in Dallas, Texas. If you are interested in YouTube, it is actually on YouTube. It is actually in the link. Something popped up on my screen like a survey or something. What the heck? Look, I've never saw that before. But it's on the link on YouTube. So you can go to workseries.com events and go ahead and click that link if you are interested in getting a ticket. And then also too, let me see. I don't really have anything else going on. I leave Texas. I'll be going to Ghana for a few days, couple of weeks, and then I return, and then I will be going to Punta Cana for the retreat, the Worc Series retreat. All right, and I think we still have one spot. I'm doing a retreat, my retreat in August. I think I still have one slot. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask the lady. I think we have one slot open, and I think it is still open. And so, if you're interested in going to Jamaica in August, I do have one slot left open. You're probably just gonna have to like pay it out. I don't know how much it is, so don't ask me on here. But we have one slot left for the Jamaica retreat in August. And then I think that's it. We'll probably be doing the 30-day accelerator in July. I haven't had a chance to talk to my team, but we'll probably be doing that in July. So you want to be looking out for that if you're interested in doing that. And let's see. DD waiver license takes 3 years in Virginia. Any way around it? You may want to do another type of home, Jennifer, because there are group homes in Virginia that don't take that long. You could have a home up and running in about 6 months. So yeah, so if you have not booked a call, Jennifer, you may want to book a call, and then maybe we can brainstorm or think about some different things. But yeah. All right. Is it better to start off as a nonprofit? I mean, as a profit or nonprofit corporation? I really don't think it's a better or not better. It's just depending on you and what you want to do. Because, there's no better or not better. If you're willing to have a board, if you're willing to have people to tell you how to run your business, no, because that's what boards can do. Then do the nonprofit. If you don't, then do the LLC. So it just kind of depends. There's the tax benefit a lot of people think about, but you can get grants. I don't know if people know whether you are a profit or a nonprofit. It just depends. So, like I said, there's no better or not better. It just depends on how. I always tell people if I was to do it again, I would have started my nonprofit before instead of starting it after I started my business. Yeah. Because when I sought legal advice in regards to having my nonprofit take over my group home, when they looked at everything, they told me to leave it the way it is. And so I listened to my legal advice, and that's what I did. So now I use them together because my nonprofit gives toiletries and assistance to people that are homeless or dealing with mental or behavioral issues. And then my group homes accept clients that don't have any income, that can't buy toiletries and things like that. And so I use them together. So there's always ways to skin a cat, y'all. You just got to have good people around you that that teach you how to do stuff. All right. So there is a link at the bottom to book a call on YouTube if anybody wants to book a call. And also there is the link to the Worc series. All right. Okay, you guys, if nobody has anything else, I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. I think it was fun. I enjoyed it. And remember, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fly Forever. Remember, don't let your blessings turn to burdens by not having boundaries, because a blessing without a boundary can become a burden. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. All right, you guys. Well, have a great, great evening. And as I always say, thank you, Mr. Fly Forever. I try. I appreciate you too, Ellen. But yes, as I always say, you guys, be a blessing to someone else. Goodbye.